of this was decided.
You really think you can change the future?
All of this was decided.
The truth is what you see with your eyes, not what you hear.
All of this was decided.
Good tidings, ladies and gentlemen of the Lodge, and welcome back. Today we are talking Final Fantasy VII Remake, we are talking Jessie Raspberry, we are talking Zack Fair. And with Crisis Core around the corner, I can't think of a better time to start theorizing on what exactly is going on with our man Zack here. There are many mysteries about the future of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but the mystery surrounding Zack seems to be the one that garners the most attention. And rightfully so. Zack's death was a cornerstone of the plot for the original Final Fantasy VII. So seeing something as significant as that getting changed up certainly has people curious. But today I'm going to be taking a stab at what exactly is going on with Zack, and why I believe that none other than Jessie Raspberry may be holding a clue as to where exactly he is. Square Enix has done a good job of leaving us with a small enough trail of breadcrumbs to have us curious, but for none of us to really know where any of this is going. So, I'm not here to propose this theory as true, just simply that it's possible. So let's get into it. Let us recall Chapter 4 of Final Fantasy VII Remake. This requires us breaking into Jessie Raspberry's house while they create a diversion so that we could steal her father's keycard to get access to the Shinra warehouse. During the mission, we see Jessie's dad in a coma-like state, but before moving forward, let's roll this scene that will tell us exactly what's going on with Jessie's dad and how I believe it could have a clue for where Zack may be.
Her dad had an accident.
Collapsed from overwork. And in the worst possible place, Mako storage. Lay there half a day before someone found him. Been like that ever since. No change whatsoever. That's what got her into planetology and led her to seek out Avalanche. How far we've come.
Jessie's got a theory about it. Thinks her dad's spirit is stuck now, between his body and the heart of the planet.
That particular line right there is what I want to draw our attention to. When Wedge says she thinks her dad's spirit is stuck now between his body and the heart of the planet. We'll get into what the consequences of that may be later. Let's just stick on that for a minute now. Look, it's very possible that this dialogue exists simply to explain Jessie's dad's predicament and nothing else. But I think it's equally as possible that what's being discussed here is going to come into the forefront in the future of the series. And if the latter were to be the case, the first situations that I'm drawn to are the ones involving Zack. Everything we've seen of Zack, especially with the latest scene they showed us in Intergrade with him at the church and Aerith not being there, has led to people coming up with a lot of wild theories. He's in an alternate timeline, he's in a parallel timeline, he's stuck in the lifestream. The possibilities are endless, and that's part of what makes all of this so much fun. But have we considered that maybe Zack is stuck in the same place that Jessie's dad is? The only similarity I can pull between the two might be the key similarity at the end of the day. Both of them have had an overexposure to Mako, whether it be Jessie's dad's incident on the job or Hojo experimenting on Zack. Both sort of qualify for that overexposure that may lead you into that place. Additionally, the only other detail that I would bring up is that when Zack enters the church, it almost looks as though everybody who's here is feeling a sense of despair. Now, what that despair could be, but maybe it's the feeling of being trapped between your body and the lifestream, and being separated from the ones you love. Right, Zack? But anyway, I want to go into perhaps the bigger picture of what this could mean. And again, just let me reiterate, none of this is exactly certain. This is just me giving a hypothesis based on the information we have now. But anyway, let's move on to the big picture. Next, I want to bring some attention to what Biggs and Wedge say a little bit after that. That if they don't turn off the reactor soon, he'll get caught up in the flow and poof.
So if we don't shut down the reactors soon?
He'll get caught up in the flow and poof.
Essentially blip out of existence. Which, you know, if you're working on the Sephiroth and Jenova side of things, that could be a very useful way to get rid of the likes of somebody like Zack, or maybe even somebody like Aerith, for good, so that they can't come back to inspire and help Cloud in various ways. And then I suppose the last thing I would want to bring up and say is this line from Biggs here.
Mako's the essence of life itself, of memory and hope. It's not something you burn in a reactor just to keep the lights on. Hell no.
Where he says mako's the essence of life itself, of memory and hope. Now when we think of Zack, those words memory and hope are both compatible with him and his situation in numerous ways. Let's remember that Sephiroth got every single thing he wanted at the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Who's to say that Zack returning isn't part of an elaborate plan to get rid of his spirit altogether? For again, it is his spirit that gives characters like Cloud and Aerith the strength to persevere. But anyway, like I said, most of this is just all speculation. Only time is gonna tell, but I wanna hear what you guys think. Do you think there's a little something to this theory, or a little something to Jessie's theory about her dad? Do let me know. I, for one, think the presentation of this was way too deliberate for it to be one and done in Remake. I believe we will see Jessie's theory come to the forefront in the future of the series. But again, you all let me know what you think. And until next time, you all be good out there, be good to yourselves and each other, and I will see all of you beautiful sickos and normies next time.
All of this was decided.
You really think you can change the future?
All of this was decided.
The truth is what you see with your eyes, not what you hear.
All of this was decided.
Why not just sit back and watch it play out?
All of this was decided.
May your heart be your guiding key.